Yo, what up guys? You're welcome to this video. In this video, I just want to show you how you can build more than one website using one domain name. So a lot of my subscribers has been asking me how they can do something like this. And then here I am in this video to answer the question so that everybody can watch it at once and learn how to do this at once. It's a very easy something to do. So this video is not going to be a lengthy one at that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you learned something, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification. As well, if you have any comments, any question, leave it in the comment section. I will do well to attend to every one of your questions. With that said, let's get started into the video. As you can see here, I'm logged into my cPanel, and if you're wondering where you can get a reliable hosting, just head over to hostkey.com. When you're here, click on client area and go ahead and register and also log into your account. When you're logged into your account, click on services and order new service. Then you can go ahead to select a hosting plan and also add a domain registration, or you can add a domain transfer, or you can as well use a name server update. Okay, then you go ahead and check out, and your cPanel details is going to be sent to you. All right, and then you go ahead to log into your cPanel. So with that said, let's move on into our cPanel. Right here, I'm logged into my cPanel so as not to waste your time watching me logging into my cPanel, right? So you can see the domain I have over here is the main domain for this cPanel. This is the primary domain, right? And then if you want to build two websites, let's say you have a website and you still want to create another portal for your same website, okay, you can do that using the subdomain method, or you can as well do it using the subdirectory method. The subdirectory method simply implies that you go to your file manager, then you head on to the public_html right here, and you go ahead and click on folder and create a new folder. Let's call that portal, right? Of course, I've already created a subdirectory. So here on my public_html, as you can see my current location, this is the root of the website. You can go ahead to install your primary website in the root of your file manager right here, and then you can go ahead to install an extension of the website inside a folder. So I'm inside the portal folder right here, and I can still just go ahead to click on upload and upload my script. Or even if you're using a WordPress to build your website, you can as well install WordPress into a subdirectory, right? And I'm going to teach you how to do that in just a minute. So this is the first method on how to build two websites using just one domain, and then your website on the portal is going to be available on your domain name.com or whatever it might be /portal. Okay, and then that is it for the first method. And let's go over to the second method. And by the way, after I mentioned the second method and also the WordPress installation method, I'm going to show you the differences between all these. Okay, so the second method is you head on to your cPanel home page right here, and you head on to the domains section. As you can see here, the domain section, and simply click on the domains. Over here, we have an option to create a new domain. You can see the main domain, which is also regarded as the primary domain. And we have an option to create a new domain. Simply clicking on that will bring this a little form right here, okay, which you just have to, you can see the placeholder which says my.example.com. This format is called a subdomain. Now, when you have a subdomain, you have something dot the main domain. So let's say I want to create a subdomain. I'll just say, let's say sub, let me just call it sub dot, then the main domain. The main domain right here is this. Okay, copy that and paste that over here. So now I have sub dot whatever it is .com, right? Now I can simply click on submit. So right here you can see I've successfully created this subdomain over here. Simply clicking here will take me to the file manager where I can start building my website inside this subdomain right here. You can see that. So whichever website I go ahead to build in this location is going to be available on sub dot whatever the domain is .com, right? Meanwhile, you can name your subdomain whatever you want to name it. Okay, you just don't have to use the sub. The sub in this essence is just for an example, right? So that is the second method on how to create a subdomain. So let's move over to the WordPress. Okay, let's just scroll down a bit to the software section, and I'll go ahead and click on the WordPress manager. Okay, then I of course click on install, and then over here I have some options, and you can see in directory. So in directory right here means I'm going to install this WordPress installation inside the WP directory, which means my website is going to be existing or available in this domain /WP, right? I can as well edit that, right? I can just edit that to, let's say, test WP or whatever I might want to call it. Okay, so this is how you can use a subfolder to install WordPress, and then you can still go ahead to build another different website in that location. Okay, so let me just go back to my cPanel, and the last thing I want to show you, and is very important for you to note this, is the PHP version. Let's say you're running a PHP script on your main domain that requires the PHP version of 7.4. okay, then you want to install another script on a subdomain on the same cPanel that requires a PHP version of 8.1. Now, how are you going to do that? Of course, if you set the PHP version for the primary domain, is obviously going to affect the whole items you have on the cPanel, right? Now, if you want to differentiate the settings, of course, you cannot do that if you're using a subdirectory just like this. Of course, you can't set a different PHP version for just a subfolder. That is the difference between a subfolder or a subdirectory and a subdomain. But for subdomains like this, the sub.thisdomain.com, of course, you can go ahead to set a separate PHP version for this subdomain. Let's go ahead and let me show you how to do that. Now, I want to head on to my cPanel. Because I scroll down to the software section, and the primary place that I know that I can change the PHP version is select PHP version. But in this case, we're not going to do that, because if we go here, we are only going to be setting the PHP version for the primary domain. In that essence, we head on to the multi-PHP manager. So when we head over to the multi-PHP manager, just scroll down a bit, and you can see that I have the subdomain right here. Okay, so when I have the subdomain right here, I can simply click on the checkbox close to the subdomain, and then I can click here to select a separate PHP version for just this subdomain right here. Of course, let's just say and you can see the primary domain has the version of 7.4, and let's say I want to set this to 8.1, and I click on apply, and now you see the subdomain now has the PHP version of 8.1. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video, and that is how you can end up building two different websites in the same domain name. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section, and if you're new to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification so you can get notified whenever I drop educating content just like this. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.